On the True Blue Lounge today, we have Sean Young and Brian Young. They're going to do a recap on the Hopeton Kelly Memorial football match. And without further ado, here are the men. Sean,
How you doing?
Brian.
Hey, Roger. Thank you. I have Roger and my brother Brian, aka Roger, on the line.
All right.
But thanks for having us again
Yeah, man. Yeah,
on
man.
True Blue Media.
All right. So, hey, guys, I know you guys just had the Hopeton Kelly Memorial down in Savlamar, Manning School. Tell us how it went. And more importantly, I want to know what sort of feedback you got from the community and the past students and stuff.
Roger, you wanna go first?
No, go ahead, Sean.
Yes, the 2025 edition of the Hopeton Kelly Memorial football match was a tremendous success. We had it was like a reunion not only for Manning School, but for the entire Westmoreland and extended community. We saw friends that we hadn't seen for many, many years. And it really brought the community together. And this year's edition, we were honoring the life and legacy of the great Cecil Silla Pringle. And his family came in from Connecticut. His family from Westmoreland was there, and we presented a plaque to Silla's family, which was well received. And the turnout was resounding, man. We had maybe close to 2,500 people,
Wow.
and these were screaming fans who saw some of the former reggae boys in close proximity because we deliberately put the locker rooms right where the crowd was so that they could, we kind of humanize these players that they see on TV and read about. And it was such an awesome experience, not only for the fans, but also for the reggae boys who came, to know how much they were appreciated and to also be a part of an event where we're continuing the legacy of Hopeton Kelly and also honoring Silla, and also we honored Scorcher, Michael Whitelock. We honored Pegleg, a former fan of Manning School football program. So we had a few people there, the family members, and we had an after party with Billy Slaughter, formerly of Stone Love. That was an awesome after party also. The ambience, the entire day's events. We had the sponsors coming in, setting up their stations. We had the vendors. Everything was just vibrant, clean. The weather was great, and Raja, not a pin drop. Incident free, injury free, because we had a bunch of old guys running around. The first day's event was the fireman versus police, where the fireman won that game, and that was an exciting game. Really, it was very well contested, and they stayed after the game, and the entire day they stayed and they partake in the event. Then we had, of course, Manning School playing from Manning's one, and that
Is
also
that
was
under
another
40?
good game.
What was that? D Cup?
D
Yeah.
Cup, yes, the
Okay, okay.
Dacosta
So,
Cup
so the
team.
young guys, so they didn't have to
Yes,
just see the old guys play. They got to
right.
see
We
a speedier
showcased the
game.
younger, right. We showcased the Dacosta Cup team. And then, of course, the day culminated with the feature game of the former Reggae Boys versus the Elran Cup, 1978-79 Elran Cup.
Okay.
Invitational, Money School guys. So it was a great event. We had the firemen there, EMTs. We had, a full staff that manned the event from the gates opened at 12 noon all the way until 9, 10 o'clock in the night. So we went bell to bell, and of course we thank Manning School. I must say we have to thank Manning School for their support. Mr. Hughes, Mr. Bruce, and the team. They really, Esme Gray. They really supported us on this event and made sure that we had absolutely everything we needed. So I must say thanks again to the planning committee. We have Rowan Bobby McFarlane, Peter James, Carol James, Gabby Coot, Michael Wright, my brother Dodger Young, and of course, all the extended staff who came out on event day
That was
to
good.
to make the event a success.
Hey, Dodger, who on the Elron team was on the football field, sir?
Myself, Gabby, Coot, Caswell Dawes, Biggs, Paul Bunny Washington. I think that was it.
I saw Big Garol. Garol play as well, or oh no, he wasn't on
No,
the he wasn't on the team.
one of
Yeah.
the youngsters.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
You're
Yes.
talking about members from the Elron Cup team.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, so I could only think of Dawes, Coot, Washington, and myself. Creature wasn't there, and Sewell wasn't there. Skillo was part of the attendees, but he did not play. And I can't think of anyone else.
Are there any
But
sponsors locally in Savlamar you want to thank as well? Because just an opportunity, and I know you're not going to remember everybody that helped you out, but sometimes it's always good to
Sure.
mention them.
Absolutely. And
Sir
we
Mac
can,
Otto,
yes, big time.
young
Robin
service sector,
McPain, big time. Yeah.
reggae horseback riding. Who else we can think about locally?
Billy Bedward.
Oh my God, Billy Bedward with the lights. Um,
Dawson's Diner. Wendell
Dawson
Dawson
Diner.
from, Money's Past student. Dawson's Diner. Yep.
Okay. So at least you had a good amount of local, because for me I think that local sponsorship is always like that's the battleship, you know what I mean, and everything comes from there because you need local support, when it comes to them things
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. We must also thank Stuart's Auto from sending 2 vehicles from Kingston to showcase at the event. So that was a huge thing for us. And that also turned out pretty well.
Did drinks or something have to come from another parish or something? I heard some story where someone
Yeah, we
send
had some donations. We had some donations from. I can't.
I can jump in on that. Wisinko donated some beverage, so we had to do a relay, from Kingston to 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 St. Elizabeth. Then we had to send someone to St. Elizabeth to pick it up on the morning of the event because they came on board pretty late. PepsiCo, they also donated beverage, and they actually sent someone from Kingston all the way down,
Wow.
and they stayed for the entire duration of the event. They put up their feather banners, and they were very happy with with everything, the setup and just the enthusiasm of the fans.
And don't forget DNR. Is it DNR? Garol's company.
Oh, the DTR Foundation,
DTR
they also donated. Yes, so we must big up Garol. Yes, who is always supporting.
And what is the name of Pussman's company?
Wilsat Sports, Postman.
Yeah,
Thank you very much again for your support and donation. Wilsat Sports can get any soccer equipment, any gear. So we have to support and make sure we support Postman.
of course.
Good. And I saw that Anton was on the he was the honorary captain.
Yes, Mr. Tomlinson.
He played from
Cool Enterprise as well.
Oh yes, cool. Gabby, yeah.
Yes.
I understand that Gabby never touched the ball. Is it true or not? No, I heard he lost a little bit of his speed, just a little bit.
Well,
Are we that?
when you had to work, when you had to work during the event and then having to play after, it's a lot.
I saw him.
And
I saw some pictures of him carrying a lot of stuff up and down with yourself as well. So
he put in some work, earlier.
Definitely. And and we had, former Manning's alumni, Pacha Gray, Arville Higgins. He drove down from Kingston to be a part of the event. He assisted me with, emceeing the day's activities.
Right.
I wore many hats, but I thank Arville Higgins for, coming in and assisting me. We had so much people there, man. It's we can't even start, calling names because we know we're gonna leave some people out. But
So
we had a lot of support.
tremendous amount of the class of '82. It's a lot of names. They donated a lot, and we had some support from members as well. So
Yeah.
big up the class of 82 as well, you know.
Yes, yes. And I must say, special thanks to Inspector Shirley and the Savannah Lamar Police Department for the work that they did, and Inspector Shirley stayed there with us until we closed the gates at Manning. So,
Right.
you know, big shout out to Inspector Shirley.
I I must say I'm getting so much request for it next year. You have members from Rossies, Compre, Cornwall College. In the a lot of those guys, past students, came to the game, the event, and they couldn't believe. I mean,
Why do you think? Why do you think they everybody wants to, especially the footballers from other schools? Why do you think everybody's trying to not, loving the event? What is it about the event that you think's resonating with everyone?
it was professionally done. I mean, you don't see something like this in the local areas. That is well put together. I mean, Roger, if you were to from start to finish, especially the feature game, how Sean presented it, it's like a World Cup FIFA game. So, the guys they couldn't believe, and they're talking about it that we should continue. So, a lot of persons were very, very impressed with the product that we showed. So, we want to thank everyone that did their part, the planning committee and others. There were some that are not can't be mentioned. It's so many.
Right,
You know,
right.
Yeah,
So tell
yeah.
me, tell me. Here's a tough question for you guys. So in the previous Hopeton Kelly Memorial, you obviously learned some things that made this one better. What now can you do better for the next one? Because can you see the groundswell now, the growth from the first one to the second one? Imagine what the third and the fourth is going to be like.
Sure, absolutely. Logistically, everything looked good from the outside, but internally, when we did our debriefing, we identified areas that we can improve on. Having quality volunteers. We have to put more emphasis on having more help in terms of, event day. In critical areas, we needed a little bit more assistance. So we're gonna put a lot more focus on making sure that the critical areas are addressed ahead
Right.
of time. And the moving the event to the auditorium, we had some downtime, like dead air. It's almost like you're on TV and then you're silent for 10 seconds.
Understood.
So that we're planning to keep the after party same place by Love in Action, right there. As soon as the game finished, we amp up the music. We don't move the bar at all. We just do everything in one place. So that will improve on the whole vibe. So and of course, every year, whatever funds we raise, we try to beat that the next year. And we did raise money. We're just awaiting word. We're in communication with the school board, and we've identified a few projects that we would like to do. But with the blessing of the school board, we have to wait on approval. So it's a process. But we just want to let everyone know that we did make money at the event, and the money is safely in the trust, and we're awaiting word, and we're going to coordinate that with the school board. Once they said yes, once they approve what we want to do, then we'll make it known publicly exactly what the project will be, our projects will be.
Tell me something. Is it worthwhile having, and I'm just throwing this out there for conversation's sake, is it worthwhile having lots of individual vendors or just one big vendor and them subcontract it to make the work
it
lighter than
depends.
you guys?
It depends on the expected attendance, because you don't want to have four vendors selling food, because it's going to minimize their profit, because they all have overhead and it's a major setup. So
Right.
once we get an idea, we have a reference, we have a benchmark of this year, then we know next year we try to improve. We had 2,500, close to that this year. We know we try to get 3,500 or more next year, and hopefully by then the original the building, the Thomas Manning building, will be completed. So we'll have more space for patrons to be at. So the vending, the quantity of the vendors will be dependent on our expected attendance, because we want these vendors to make money and come back next year.
And what do you think you guys can do to actually predict the amount of people? Because Jamaica weather, I suppose the weather was very good, but
Yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean. That
yeah.
knowing the crowd from the first game, you're gonna have to start calling it Hopeton Kelly 1, Hopeton Kelly 2. So Hopeton Kelly 3. Can you imagine? You know the numbers.
Yes, yes,
And
and with proper planning as we did, there's still room for growth, and with more marketing and the participation of the local business people helping us, the alumni on the ground in Jamaica. That's one of the pitfalls of this event. We don't have enough help on the ground in Jamaica because most of the planning committee were located overseas.
right.
So if we could get more help on the ground in Jamaica with promotion, because we do town crier, we do the town crier through the town, and people still say they didn't hear about the event. We have signage from White House to Negril to Little London to Grange Hill, Burn Savannah. We have signage, we have posters, we have flyers at events. Me and Dajan and few other friends, we go in at the some areas where some other people would not go. We go into those areas and reach out to the community people and promote the event. So we've
Maybe
done that since we've been on the ground. So that's the help we need on the ground.
maybe we want to make it, maybe you want to make it a more of a Manning's event than a 82 specifically. And why I say that 82's the amount of people on the ground may be too small, if you know what I mean. And there may be other
Right.
people that want to help out, but may think I can't help out because I'm not part of it. Well, I mean, you're not part of the 82 group, so at least other people
I
like
am
you
the
should help
perfect
out.
example.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
am the perfect example.
yeah.
I'm volunteering my time for 8 months and a lot of work. This is almost like a full-time job,
Yeah.
just to make sure that we dot all the I's and cross all the T's. So it's open to, I just want to take this opportunity to let all alumni know that this is not just 82. This is about sending a message about Hope and Kelly, about safety when traveling on a bus, and honoring the life and legacy of so many of our fallen soldiers, and raising money to go towards something tangible, in the sports program.
Hey, Dodger. Let me ask you this: seeing your teammate being honored in this way, knowing, that you were there at the incident, what does it do for you? How do you feel inside when you see this yearly thing coming to fruition and actually being a success?
Um, I'm happy to be able to do something like this. It each time it's goosebumps. It takes a lot out of me just to think back of what happened and knowing that it's something that is very emotional and very special for me. And I respect the efforts of others and realizing how sentimental it is for us to present something like this and how serious it is, because we all put a lot of effort into the presentation and having the event to be so successful. However, just thinking about the fallen soldiers, it's still tough for me because when Sean did that tribute to Silam, man, I tell you, he played it for me a week before, and I heard it again. I tell you, it just weak my knees, man. But for everybody, especially Silla lately, it took a lot out of me. I mean, Just thinking about the event make me. I'm still tired from all the work and all the effort and all the mental strain that we have to go through to put it together.
I think it occurring so close to Scorcher's funeral as well kind of made it easy. That must because Scorcher was a big help as well on the ground. Agreed.
Yes, he was.
Absolutely.
He was part of the planning on the ground, but when he passed, that took another win out of my sail because we were pretty close, and then it was a lot, but I
Yeah.
dealt with it. Hopefully, we don't have any more for a long time. We need to
Well,
start honoring persons that are alive.
yes, yes, yes.
But we did our part to show respect to the fallen soldiers.
I was happy to see the teachers there as well. You know, Capel
Oh
Green,
yeah,
Miss
Yeah.
Wagstaff. I
Yeah.
saw on some of the pictures that Buster took.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously Sean. I'm going to share the pictures with you, so at least you can do with it
Yes.
what you need. So all good, all good.
Yes.
Hey, well, hey, just recapping. So going back, you guys would love to see much more participation. You've thanked your sponsors. We know what the cause is. Is there anything
sponsors
else?
and donors,
And
sponsors and
donors.
donors.
Okay. Is there anything
Yeah.
else both of you want to say to the
Yeah.
people that helped out and everything?
We missed a few important people. Sandra Chin Brown, must say big up to her for donating. Her nephew went to Manning's, which is my cousin. I want to thank my mother from traveling from GC Foster College to be there to assist us for the day, Miss Audrey Thompson. Um, some other good friends who traveled from overseas and from Kingston just to partake in the event. Um, you know, we felt so fulfilled, man. It's amazing. Even if we made $1, it did the purpose because it created awareness and it created a camaraderie where the students' parents came out, the people from different areas of Savannah Lamar came out, and they were all bonding together, and that was such a great feeling.
Nice.
And it made me want to do it again because of how much the people appreciated it and enjoyed the event. And me can't believe me, it was amazing. It gave me goosebumps. I'm gonna send you the tribute, Roger,
Okay.
that I put together for Silla. So
Good,
I'll
good,
send
good.
that to you.
And Sean, you don't want to forget your loving sister,
My
Jacqueline Kings Young, and the
and
other three
brothers.
brothers that
Yes, yes.
weathered the storm with us all the way through, you
Yep.
know. So big up to
Yep.
them as well.
And
I'm glad. I'm
Money
glad. I'm
must.
glad you guys put that
Christopher
in
Scott.
because Pinks wouldn't make you she would make you live that down and you couldn't go back to
No,
Charlene.
definitely. Big up to my sister. Yeah, Pinks and Money Must, Christopher Scott. He never went to Manning's, but his son did. And Chris is a vibrant member of the community. So big up Christopher Scott, Young Service Center. Of course, Robin McFadden represented us on interviews leading up to the event, took time out of his busy time. So, Robin, we can't thank you enough. Sir Mac, we can't thank you enough.
Cool,
Appreciate it.
cool. All right, so Daja, everybody, we're taking care of everybody. Big up Skilos because I saw him there.
Yeah, man, big
All the
up.
people,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, big up
Yeah, yeah,
everyone that was there.
yeah. Percy with decor, Paro with stage and light, Sheldon Heaven with the fencing, and of course the maintenance staff, all the maintenance staff, and of course the restroom attendants from Manning
Security,
School. They did their part. The
security.
security did their part. Everybody, sound guy, Denny Hype, Bad Indian, everybody did their part. So we thank them
I heard
very
Peter
much.
James was doing the traffic. I heard he told people
No,
you
man,
can't come in.
Peter did a lot. Peter did a whole lot, boy.
Yeah, yeah,
Good,
man.
good,
Yeah,
good,
Thank him.
good,
man.
good.
We can't thank him enough. Peter James, Carl James,
Oh,
Bobby McFarlane, Sean, um, Michael
Michael
Wright,
Wright.
Yep, yep, yep.
David McKenzie, somewhat, that were part of the planning group. We have the extended group was what? Courtney Green, George
Yeah.
McKenzie,
Blacker
Bird,
Bailey.
Bird, Bailey,
Is
Sure do I.
Bartlett Bird your top boy? Yeah, Bartlett Bird.
Donna Marie Robinson was there, helped out as well.
Yeah,
And I can't, if I miss anyone, forgive me. But
yeah.
and
Hey,
thanks to all the managers.
at least you come
Denzel
around
and
and get
sketch.
some names in.
Yeah.
Denzel and sketch.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
then
yes.
oh my God, Estapos, Denzel and Sketch from Charlie. For the second time around they played a very integral part of the event from start to finish. They were right there with me. So
One
thanks again.
question before you guys go. Do you think 11 aside is the way to go for those older men, or do you think maybe 7 aside is what they need?
Yeah,
No,
That pitch is big, you know. That pitch big. The pitch big.
you know, we'll be all right the next time around.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
You can put 13 on the field.
Yeah, regulars is gonna allow us to play more players.
Seed.
Yeah.
All
We're
right,
We're
gonna try
good,
to
guys.
man.
make it
We're
more
good.
competitive the next time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, don't push it too much, you know, because remember on the age, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Roger.
Yes, sir.
Sean Rodney came. He attended. I invited him. He came to the game, and we recognized him. And it was great to see Sean Rodney, another Manning's Takasta Cup stalwart, a legend
Cool.
in Manning School. You know, he was there in his wheelchair, and we were so happy to see him. You know, of course, he's a police officer, so we're very very happy to see Sean Rodney.
Okay. Cool. All right.
And there was another great player from Manning's, Daddy Cool, Steve Buddington. I didn't get a chance to see him in person, take a picture. I ran into his brother and didn't realize Crampy that played for Reno. Both of them played for Reno, but Daddy Cool played for Manning's. Very
Yes.
good baller. So we didn't even get a chance to, big up those guys, but I want to thank them for coming out.
Yeah, man, and Robert Morris was there with us. Of course, Rosa and the Reno, Reno female team. They were the ball girls for the entire day. So thanks to Rosa for the groundwork that she put in, assisting us, and also bringing the adding the females to the mix. So that was great to have Rosa there with the ladies.
I think I saw some old D Cup guys that were older than us, Dodger, like Galo. I think I saw Bappy Espute. Gabby will know. Me know Basta was there because he
Farid
was
was
taking
there.
pictures.
And of course Anita's.
Yeah,
Um,
Christopher and
Yes,
Michael.
Nitas. Big up Chris and Michael.
Chris and Michael,
That's
Junior
great.
Gill. Junior Gill
Yep.
was there too.
Yep.
And
That's
And
good.
the Reddix brothers, Dougal Reddix and Fire Reddix,
yeah,
big up. They traveled from Atlanta to be there. So, big them up too, Definitely. Thank you, gentlemen. If you see this, big up yourself, man. Because
And you guys are gonna forget some people, but
sacrifice.
it's like
Yeah.
trying to figure out
Everybody,
everybody that
whoever
was
we
there,
forget, charge it to our brain and not what.
Yes.
We thank you for coming out and support and looking forward. People actually want this to be like a grand reunion, like everybody from all year group just meet up and link up and make it a nice weekend. So we're looking into other options and other things to make it a great weekend.
That's good. Cool. Anything else from you, Dodger? We
no
good?
sir.
All right.
Good.
Sean,
You have a
Brian,
good
Yes,
one.
sir.
have a good one.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And
Thank you
I'm
for having
looking
us.
forward to number 3. Hopeton
Thank
Kelly
you
3.
for having us.
Respect, guys.
Definitely. All
Thank
right,
you.
thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.